What's up, Omaha? I am Seth with Spotlight. I'm here with Ryan and Billy from Pony Creek. They have got an album coming out here this Friday and an album release show at the Slowdown on Saturday. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us, Seth. It's a pretty cool setup you got here, cool studio. And
We try.
yeah, we're excited. We're excited to be here.
Now, we already got some acoustic jams out of you guys, and
Yeah.
so keep your eyes open for those. We're really excited to. I don't get to produce a lot of country, so when I get to mix around, it's always good to kind of test myself with some new genres.
Yeah.
Your guys' country is actually really reminiscent of some of the more folk rock country that I
Yep.
grew up listening to an awful lot.
Yep.
Like, where did you guys' influences come from for this album?
Well, as we've been talking and before we got on camera, there's a lot of '90s country. I grew up listening to Merle Haggard, Dwight Yoakam, Buck Owen, kind of older country stuff like that. Willie Nelson. My mom loved Willie Nelson, and
Vince Gill,
yeah,
Patty Loveless,
And she's into
Patty Loveless, Trisha Yearwood, Martina McBride, Faith Hill. I grew up on
different,
that.
yeah, like almost completely different thing, and that's kind
Yeah.
of where.
But a lot of it was all '90s influence.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of,
To me,
those were the formative years.
Well,
for
yeah,
you.
that's kind of where I
But
was into music. So.
I also love Johnny Cash, and like Hank Williams and the older stuff. But '90s country is the biggest influence in my writing, and I feel like with you too.
Probably, yeah.
Now, is there a
80s
dominant
too.
writer on the album, or is it very much a collaborative effort?
I took my style of writing to him, introduced him to that. He introduced me to his style because
Yeah.
it's completely different.
They were a lot different, and then we just kind of melded them together. So like she's written some songs on her own, and I kind of inserted myself into it, and I've written some songs onto my own, and she's kind of inserted herself into that. So we both,
My
write
songs,
together.
Yeah, my songs typically kind of go on a storyline basis. He's amazingly talented because he can make a song put out different views of how to interpret it.
Sure.
But me, so my style of writing, and we kind of joined
It's a little
in.
more straightforward, and so
Okay.
Yeah, and then we wrote one song together, and we had it done in a half hour.
yeah.
Just bringing the two styles together.
So,
Cool.
CD release show coming up now. Acoustically, we just had the pair of you in here, but
Yep.
I know you guys have actually a pretty big band.
We do. We have a 6-member band. Me and Billy, we do a lot of acoustic shows where we just play, and that's kind of how we started out. It was
Just me and him.
me and her for the first almost year, and I did a solo album, and I knew a bunch of musicians that I've always wanted to play with. One of them happens to be a good friend of mine. We have been in bands our entire lives, and friends and family, really, and we'd never played together, and we started jamming together, and that's Eric Nelson. He's our guitar player. He plays kind of some chicken picking, kind of telly southern rock kind of sound, and just amazing at it.
We call him the Slash of the Midwest. He's amazing.
She calls him the
I
Slash
do.
of the Midwest.
I do. It's just me. He's really good.
But no,
You
he's
talk him up, everybody else brings him back.
Everyone's
Yeah,
just
that's
jealous
right.
of him.
Like-
That's why.
yeah, they call him. No, but that was really it. I mean, I've always wanted to play with Eric, but we were just always in different bands, and it was just like the right time, and so we were lucky to jam with him. And Tim Blair, our drummer, he was my drummer in my previous band from 2001 to 2009, which was kind of a hard rock kind of punk band, which was called Icarus, and we played for 9 years in Omaha and in the Omaha music scene, and so he was my drummer in that band, and he's a great drummer, hard hitter, which people will hear if they listen to our stuff. He's a good, solid, great drummer. So, and Travis Goddard, he has been a friend of mine for a long time, and he's kind of our utility guy. He plays mandolin, he plays banjo, and also electric guitar on a lot of the songs. And so he just kind of, whatever the song calls for, kind of brings it together. And then George Cooper, who is our bass player, and he was the last player to join. We were looking for a bass player.
Always the bass player.
It is.
Always
They're
the
hard
bass
to
player
find.
be
And
last to get in there.
And he's so young too.
and he's super young, and so
starting
like
out, but-
our age ranges are anyway from the early 40s down to he's 22, and but I'll be honest, he really shocked us, and he's very mature and cool guy, and he also plays in another band that's kind of like a synth pop band called the Real Zebos. So love the Real Zebos.
They're
Like to
actually
plug
really
them. They're fun. They're really good. We go out to his shows and watch him. But he kind of came in the band at the end. And when you do find a good bass player, especially in this town, it seems like you hold on to him. And George is solid and great. And we're excited. We have 6 players in our band, and it's a big band. We can't barely fit on most stages in town.
You cover a very wide range of ages, and it also sounds like there's a lot of versatility in there. How many of you are playing guitar all up there at the same time? I think I saw at least 3.
All
in
of
most of the videos
it's
that I
all of
looked at.
us.
Well,
There's a couple songs I just sing on, but we all play, and I play acoustic, and then
yep.
So going into the studio, you're recording with all 6 members, obviously, having to deal with that many instruments. Now, being a metal guy, I know that going over the set amount of 2 guitars,
Right,
one
sure.
bass, drums, and vocals
Sure.
can make things pretty messy.
Yeah, it can muddy it
But
up.
how did you guys find balancing all of that in the songs?
well, for a while there, it was kind of he didn't want me to play at all. It was kind of a thing of what do I do with my hands while I'm up there? So, and I had just started playing guitar not too long ago. Hadn't practiced much, and he wanted me. I just didn't have the best guitar. It didn't sound very good. Then I went out and bought a Martin, and he's like, huge difference. Okay, you can play now.
Is this the studio engineer telling you that? Or is this him?
That was
This
me.
is
That was
him.
me. I mean, when we first played, I mean, it was
Being picky.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
being picky, and
'cause we had all
I wanted her to upgrade her
All
gear.
these guys can play guitar like a pro, and I'm
right.
just kind of basic chords.
No,
So you wanted
No.
to push her past entry
I
level.
did.
and get
Yeah.
that better area.
Honestly, I did push her because, I mean, it didn't make sense for me, and the whole band. I'm playing a $2,000 Gibson, and the other guy's playing a old, 70s Telly and all these great gear and stuff, and then one guitar that just wasn't working, So, like, she stepped up her game, and I challenged her, and she admitted, she accepted the challenge, but like as far as like in the studio, as far as like doubling, guitars, we didn't do that as much, because there's usually, one rhythm guitar, one lead guitar, maybe something else going, but we didn't overdub.
So every single one of
guitars.
them has a very unique element
You
in
got
each
it.
song.
You got it. And so it can get full because, we had keyboards on pretty much every song as well. Dan Olson from Sack Alliance, shout out to Dan Olson from Sack Alliance.
Steel guitar, too.
One of
We
my
had that on
good
some
friends, and he did keys on every track. So we don't normally have that when we play live, but it is on the album. And steel guitar, Corey Weber from Clarence Tilton. So you'll notice those 2 bands are playing our CD release show. But he played steel guitar on 3 tracks. And so we've got a lot of things. On most of the songs, there is a lot of things going on.
But it's not overwhelming because every song is different.
Yeah.
That's the biggest compliment I've had so far is, yeah, we have all these instruments going on each song, but each song sounds completely different than the next. Exactly.
So how did the name Pott County come around? What's the album about, I guess, is the real question.
Okay. Pott County is short for Pottawatomie County,
Over in Iowa.
which is the county that I have grown up pretty much my entire life. I did move away for a short time, but I've lived almost my entire life in Pott County. She spent a good majority of her life in Pottawatomie County. And the song is kind of, the song and the whole entire album is about
Coming back to your roots,
coming
getting
back to
away.
your roots.
It's like, yeah, getting in trouble when we were kids, gravel traveling, doing all the things we shouldn't be doing, but that's what you do in Pott County.
Yeah.
And then as you'll
love and
see.
heartache and
Yes,
and
everything.
addiction.
So it's a lot of real down-home country.
booze.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
It's as country can get, because like I grew up on a farm. My friends were all farm kids. We were in 4-H. Pott County is what it's about. You know,
she's real country.
I'm very country. I admit. I'm about as country as it gets. And then same with Ryan. He grew up in a small town in Boca, where that's all country there. Yep. But you also have the city. So it's kind of like, the best of both worlds. Yep. But for my life, it's it's the farming community, it's the country life. It can be both. But I think the main point of the song is being wanted, going away, and coming back, because it's where home is. You know, you can interpret the song a bunch of different ways. Like I said, Ryan is a very talented songwriter.
I leave it open though.
If you watch our music video though,
Very clear message in there.
Yes,
but the song's open to interpretation.
It's pretty cool. We had a lot of fun with the music video, which is going to come out on Friday, probably similar to when this one will come out.
And is that for Pott County?
It's for Pott County, the title
Yep.
track. Yep. And it was awesome because we were able to work with a deputy sheriff from Pottawatomie County.
Sheriff's Department.
Yep, Sheriff Department. And his name was Vince Geyer. And he did an awesome job. And we did car chase scenes. and
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had a
Did you
great
have to
time.
call in favors, or did you have a good relationship with this guy already?
Well, we had to call the sheriff to get
Yes.
permission, but he grew up with Vince, right?
Vince, yep. The kid
from the book.
went to my high school of like 100 people. And
Okay, so he was your age.
yeah.
And him and I went bow fishing 12 years ago, and I don't even remember because he told me, he's like, I've been to your house. I'm like, oh, it's just a small town. Like
It is.
He's country too, and
Yep. Around there, I mean, everybody kind of knows each other, and just kind of how it is.
It's just a good question as to whether or not how much acting he had to do when he was chasing you down in the car, and how real he was going to make it look. It's like, there's some real feelings in there.
I'll be honest. He probably did more acting than anybody
Yeah.
in the actual video.
a lot of stunt work
he
too.
did.
Like
he did. Yeah, he's like,
very good.
he's got some scenes where he's running into the car, and he has the only lines in the entire video.
Okay.
So, yeah, Vince knocked
You
it out of the park.
You made him a star, real quick.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he's probably going to get some crap for it from the other officers, I imagine. So.
Oh, he'll beat him up. It'll be fine.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a big dude.
All right, so once again, you got an album coming out Friday. You've got the music video for the title track of the album coming out on Friday, and then the release show on Saturday.
Yes, the
So
release.
you got a busy weekend.
Yes, absolutely.
This whole week has been busy.
It has
really.
been. We've been promoting and trying to get anything out that we can on it. But the show is this Saturday at the Slowdown, 9/22, with Clarence Tilton, who, for people that maybe don't know them, they are a great country band. This year they won the Omaha Entertainment Award for Best Country, which we were nominated for, and they beat us fair and square.
Get him next time.
Yes, but
Our feelings are playing a show right after.
but
It's all
instead
good.
we
Yeah.
extended
Good
we
feelings,
extended
good.
the olive branch to say, come play our CD release. But those guys are really great. Corey played on our album, and they just recently opened Maha for the Maha Music Festival. So really great band. And then after them will be Sack of Lions, who we mentioned earlier in this show. Dan Olson played keys on our album. Good friend of ours. All those guys are good friends of ours. We play with them quite a bit. They
They were
great
also
band.
nominated too.
They were also
So
nominated.
we were all three in the
So
same
it's all
category.
three bands that were nominated for Best Country, and we all kind of, I don't think anybody looks at it like a competition, even though those things kind of seem like that as a competition. But I don't think anybody looks at it that way, and so I really love.
No sour feelings.
Exactly.
I love Sack of Lions. They're definitely, if I wasn't going to say Pony Creek, I would definitely say that Sack of Lions is my favorite band here in town. And they played recently with Travis Tritt. They played with Ben Haggard. I mean, they are constantly playing some really good shows, and excited for them. They're putting out an album too, so
Awesome.
we're excited
So
to
you
do
got
the
a
CD
week-
release.
You got a weekend of You got a weekend of excitement. It sounds like
Yeah.
a show that nobody's going to want to miss.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming in. We
Yeah,
really appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Thank you.
Before we go, where can we listen to your music digitally? Where can we find you? Give us a quick plug.
Yep. On the 21st, which is Friday, all of our music will be available through Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Play, I think it is. Amazon, Google
Prime?
Amazon Prime, Google Play. Currently, we've just found out that all of our music is now going to be on TouchTunes nationwide. Both of our first album and our second album, starting Friday.
And it's already on.
AMI jukeboxes, which is basically every jukebox in America you can.
Unless it's the
Listen
record
to Pott
flipping one,
Creek.
where I don't think we're on there, the old school.
So you guys are in the smart jukeboxes that are going around.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Perfect.
The
We're not on
TouchTunes and
vinyl.
AMI.
And that's a big one too. That's a great way to get out there a lot
Yep.
more too.
Yes.
Yep,
And now
so-
that we're on both, we don't have to see what jukebox is on the wall at the bar.
Yeah,
It's
we're
on
always,
all of them
we're
now.
always like, yeah,
Oh, it's not
this is our best
AMI.
advertisement, that we're on here, and we were always sad when we saw TouchTunes.
I'm like, oh,
But now we're on TouchTunes too. So,
on them all.
but anyways, you can get it everywhere this Friday. Basically, anywhere you can get music, you can hear our new album.
And you
so.
can order it on iTunes for pre-sale now, and then Pott County is the one that will download as soon as you buy it.
Yep.
So,
You got
which
it.
is our single.
Awesome.
You got it.
Once again, thanks for coming in, Pony Creek. Country fans definitely are going to want to come out to the Slowdown Saturday. What time is that show opening up?
Starts at 9 p.m.
Starts at 9 p.m. You've got several very highly awarded country artists in the local area, so do not miss out on that. I'm Seth with Spotlight Omaha. Ryan, Billy, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for
Thank
having us,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.